Welcome back to Real Talk About Feminism, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We have a really exciting episode. We're excited to get into it.
We are very excited to get into it. This is our lifestyle. It's not the first of the month because last week was voting. So obviously more important.
Right. Than our life.
Yeah, more important than our dirty laundry that we're about to air out. But no, really, we're really excited for this episode because we love the lifestyle episodes. And we were talking about this. I feel like last month we had like some heavier topics. And so like we're just excited to kind of like just let loose.
Yeah. And we still talk about what we're going to talk about in this episode to this day. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first, let's do our obsessions.
Right.
You or me?
You go.
Okay. My obsession for this week is family dinners because it's something we recently started doing as a family, one Sunday a month. And last time we did it, it was really, really fun. And we brought our boys and our other sister brought her boy. And it was a really fun time.
Yeah. It was super fun. Like, it was just like good vibes all around. It was fun having boyfriends there. Like, I don't know, it was just fun because like everyone we love all gathered together. And it was nice because we've never done like, or I guess before, like when we both weren't living at home, I was in a different state. You were in a different state as well.
Right.
Then,
we've never really done anything like this. And honestly, it just makes me more happy that we didn't move.
Right.
Like, I really think it was the right decision for us to stay here.
Yeah, we didn't move to Houston.
Right.
For all of you guys who have been with us for a little bit, we almost moved to Houston, and then it all fell through. And now we're still here. Yeah, luckily, because we're really happy right now where we are. So I love that. I'm obsessed with that too. That is not my obsession of the week, but I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, what's your obsession?
My obsession is I got these knockoff like of the Ugg booties type thing. I got them from H&M for literally $19 after tax. Like it was $19 total. They're really cute. They're really comfy. They're just black. And I got them yesterday and I'm just obsessed with them. Because I was trying to find them, like the knockoffs. Because I'm like, I'm not buying Uggs.
Right.
And
it's too much.
It's too much. I go on Amazon because I couldn't really find them in stores what I was looking for. I go on Amazon, literally $109 for Uggs. I was like, no.
They have knockoffs. Like, I literally have screenshots of ones I want to buy that kind of look like yours. Like, me and Sadie, was it last family dinner? No, last time I was over here. You weren't there. But me and Sadie spent, like, a good hour looking for dupes.
I couldn't find dupes. Like, I'll
send you what I found.
Well, I got the ones I wanted. But, yeah, like, I got them from H&M. They're super cute.
They are very cute. And it snowed.
Yesterday. That's why I got them. I was like, I need something other than my, like, sneakers and like my Converse and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I know I realized I was like, I can't just wear what I normally wear. Like it like came very abruptly. I'm not ready for it.
Same. I'm not either. Yeah, it was like a cold, snowy day yesterday.
And the roads were so icy this morning.
Yeah.
And like I had something, but I ended up just canceling because I was like, I'm not driving.
Right.
I'm absolutely not driving.
Yeah. Because there was 100 car pileup in Denver. So yeah, it definitely hit us. But it's supposed to be like a little bit nicer this weekend.
Yeah, I noticed.
Like nicer for fall. But yeah, we got our first snow. And it was a good amount, honestly.
Quite a lot,
it's still on the some of the grass and stuff. Like it's
kind of rare for Colorado.
Yeah, it normally melts, but it was colder today, so yeah, those are our obsessions.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, to a lot of you, this might not be dirty laundry, but it is to us.
So, let me explain this.
Yeah, you explain a little bit.
First off, if you are family that has the potential of being disappointed, then don't listen to this. That's your warning, okay? So we have recently, okay, not recently for you, but
for you, it's been recently.
For me, more recent. So we grew up Mormon, for all you guys who don't know. And we have been openly talking about recently that we believe Mormonism is a cult. Do you want to say that?
Oh, we're going there.
I don't know if, like, I was gonna just be out about it.
Okay, I mean, yeah, let's go.
You don't have to agree on the pod.
No, I have agreed, though.
Okay.
We've had conversations about this, like, I've thought that for a while.
Yeah. So, obviously, like, if you guys have listened for a minute, you know that I went to BYU Idaho. I was, like, very involved in the church when I was in high school, and I was definitely the biggest believer out of all of the siblings. And so it was hard for me because I left the Mormon church, like, over a year ago.
Yeah, by now, yeah.
Yeah, because I left, like, last August when I came
Mhm.
back here, like, a few months after I came back here. So, yeah, I left the Mormon church, like, over a year ago. I didn't believe in it, but I never dove into, like, any anti-Mormon, like,
Rhetoric.
yeah,
Mhm.
rhetoric or, like, I don't wanna say doctrine, it's not doctrine, but, like, anything online. I never dove into that. So, I didn't dive into any of that anti-Mormon stuff on Google until recently. So, that's why me and Ken's have been talking about it, because I recently started diving in. I don't know, I know that you just didn't go to church after high school,
Mhm.
but I don't know if you ever really dove into anything like that, or
No,
you
I was
just
just like, "Eh." Like, I don't really care.
yeah. So, for me, it was a much bigger deal because I was more involved in it. My boyfriend that in high school, he, like, served a mission for the church, and obviously, like, in high school, it's, like, young love, you're gonna, like, "Oh, like, I wanna be with them," and so, like, since he was so involved in the church, I think that really influenced me because once he left, I wasn't, like, as, like, into it, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mhm.
And the only reason why I went to BYU Idaho was because I got cheap tuition being Mormon. It's, like,
Mhm.
2,500 a semester. So if you go to college, that's really cheap. So, yeah, that was the only reason why I went to BYU Idaho. I'm glad that I did. I met great people, but also, like, I you had to go to church to go to BYU Idaho, or else they would take away your endorsement from your church leaders and you weren't able to attend classes. Like, you
Mhm.
physically couldn't register. You had a block on your account. Um, but even when I was out there, like, I didn't follow the church rules, like, I just wasn't involved.
Mhm. Like, I think a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people, especially, like, our
And, like, you would
generation.
know, you went there.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of fake Mormons out there, which was who I was, so it's not like I'm judging anyone.
Right.
Um, but long story short, I, like, for the past, like, 2 years have not really been involved in the church, but I didn't officially leave until, like, last August. So, all of that to say, this journey of us talking about, like, the way we grew up and us believing personally that it is a cult is very recent because we did recently start talking about it together. Like, how we grew up is not like a normal church.
Mhm.
And not to be offensive to anyone who is Mormon, I still have friends who are Mormon
Right,
who I went to school with. Like, one of my best friends is still in the church, and, like, there's no judgment or bad blood or anything on both sides. Like, she's not judging me for leaving, I'm not judging her for staying. Like, there's no bad blood.
right, there's a lot of great people in the Mormon Church. Like, we have
Exactly.
family members in the Mormon Church, like,
Mhm.
there's great people in
Right.
there.
Right. But if you do just look up the CES letter, for example, and read one thing, then you'll understand that there are a lot of things that the Mormon Church hides. And if you're still in it and haven't read the CES letter, that is, in my opinion, you choosing to not accept that the church isn't true. Like, that's you just, like, blindly following. So, not to get political, I'm not going to dive into that anymore, but, like, basically, this explains, like, why this is dirty laundry for us, what we're going to, like, share the stories, because growing up Mormon, I don't know, you can, like, say the standards because I feel like I'm talking a lot, but
No, it's
it's
fine. I
strict.
just feel like it's for us, it's like airing out dirty laundry because there's so much, like, shame and guilt around it if
Right.
you make one decision like we made that we're about to talk about.
Mhm.
Like, there's so much you're like, "You are." I don't really know,
Like,
like.
I could have gotten kicked out of BYU
Pretty
Idaho.
much, like, you're,
Mhm.
like, in so much trouble
Right.
for, like, doing normal stuff?
Right. So, like,
So do you want me to say, like.
yeah, I was gonna say some of, like, the standards that,
Okay, like, particular
like,
to what we're talking about?
yeah, like, they, like, have a strict, like, word of wisdom, so you don't, like, put any substances in your body, which isn't
Right.
a bad thing. But, like, you don't drink alcohol, you don't drink coffee or green tea. You
don't smoke.
You don't smoke. Obviously, like, modesty is very important, as is, like, with, I think, all Christianity.
But it's, like, super, super strict.
Yeah, it's very strict. There's just, like, a lot, but especially with, like, substances. And I think a lot of people know that. Like, Mormons don't drink alcohol, they don't drink coffee.
Right, I think that's kind of a widely known fact, yeah.
So let's air it out.
Okay.
Because this is a big deal for us, you guys.
No, it was
But we're sharing funny stories.
Yeah, but honestly, like, okay, so let me start. I'll start with the story. So Haley comes to me one day. We've, like, started having these conversations. This was a month or two ago.
This was at the very first week of September, because I had gone to Landslide Festival.
Oh, right, and that's when you, like, had first drink.
Yeah.
So I never thought Haley would drink ever. Like, I never thought we'd be, like, going to the club together, going out, going to parties.
We've been to the club together, but I didn't
but
drink.
Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. But yeah, like, she never thought I would be, like, partying, because also I only have one kidney, so I'm like very conscientious.
So, like, I totally get that too. Yeah. That's honestly, like, a huge thing as to why you, like, shouldn't really drink that much anyway. So Haley comes to me one day. And what did you say?
So I had told you that I, like, had split, like, a Monaco, which is, like, I don't know if it's a seltzer, but it's like vodka something.
Okay.
Have you ever had a Monaco? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. It was good, actually. But I came to you and I told you, like, yeah, like, me and Sydney split this, like, seltzer thing at Landslide. And you were like, were you, like, very surprised?
Yeah, I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, like, and you're like, well, did you feel anything? And I was like, honestly, I did a little, just a tiny bit, because
you'd never drank.
I never drank, and also the Monaco is very strong. But, like, yeah, so I was like, just a little bit, but, like, nothing crazy. And I had told my therapist about this, and not to put, like, a downer on it, but, like, when I was assaulted, I got drugged. So
it's not funny.
No, it's not funny. Coping through humor, it's okay. So, because of that, she had told me, like, if you're gonna drink, the first time you get drunk, you need to do it in your apartment, like, with your sister. Like, she was like, don't have Tyler there, like, don't have any men there, because, like, you don't know if that could trigger you. So she was like, just do it with your sister and get drunk in the apartment.
Right. Okay. So
I told you that.
You told me about that.
Yeah.
And then we were like, I was like, well, let's do it. Like, if that's what you want to do, let's do it.
Yeah. You're like, what about Thursday?
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Okay.
Not on Thursday.
Not on Thursday. So, but, like, we weren't planning on getting, like, super wasted.
We were not.
No, because I was like, I work the next day. So anyway, I'm like, I'll go get a bottle. So I go to the liquor store, and I'm like, I don't know, like, what she would want. And I'm so sorry, Bess. Like, I ended up getting, like, the cheap Cuervo tequila, like, bottom shelf. And I brought it back, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
Ken's, obviously I'd never drank before, so I didn't know. And I'd never, like, really been around, like, I'd never been, because even at the club, like, I'd seen you drink, like, one time when we were with Deshawn at the club. And you were, like, at the bar taking the shots. Like, it's not like I was, like, there, like, with you.
Right.
So I didn't know that, like, you're supposed to pay, like, I guess that's common sense, but I didn't think about it.
No, you're supposed to what?
Like, pace yourself.
Yeah.
But, like,
we didn't pace ourselves.
But we didn't pace ourselves, and you're like, let's go. Let's do another one. So we had, like, 6 shots.
You had 6 shots.
Oh, you didn't have that many? Oh, okay. So I had 6 shots in, like, 30 minutes.
It was quite a lot. But honestly, like, I don't know. It was fun. And, like, we have videos and stuff. And honestly, I don't know if I want to leak them because they're really, really cringy.
It was just crazy because, like, we were dancing. I remember, like, we brought the fan out because it was getting so hot.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just, like, dancing around. I feel bad for our roommates. If you guys are listening, really so sorry, because we were loud. But we were just, like, dancing around, we're singing, like, we're listening to our hot girl music. We were, like, twerking.
Literally,
I can't twerk, but I was, like, trying.
It was honestly so fun. And at one point we, like, got in the shower together.
Yeah, because I remember you were like, do you want to shower? Like, because you were like, let's, like, get ready for bed. Like, it was that vibe. And so we get in the shower.
Okay. When I said, like, we still talk about this to this day, this is what I'm referring to. I kid you not. We're like in the shower. I'm the one closest to like the shower head. Haley's like dancing in the shower and then she slips and like her feet come out from under her and somehow she ends up on all fours with her arms and her head like outside of the shower but her legs still in.
Oh my god.
I was just like, Bess. Like I remember just screaming like, Bess.
I have no idea what time it was. But and I like obviously I was wasted.
Yeah, you were really, really drunk.
I just remember like falling. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm falling. And then next thing I know, I'm on all fours and I could not stop laughing because when I get drunk, I just can't stop laughing. That's what I've noticed. And so I literally was like, could not catch my breath, like laughing so hard. And you're like trying to help pick me up.
But I didn't want to fall.
I could not stand. It was so funny. Like it was bad. And then after that, like I just remember we were like, okay, let's like brush our teeth and stuff. And then after that, like I don't know how, but I got on the floor somehow. And we were like sitting there for a while. I don't know if that was before the shower or after. Do you not remember that? Mm-mm. Okay, we were sitting there for a while. It might have been before the shower. But then next thing I know, I'm like throwing up over the toilet, obviously, way too much. And then you and Ahmed leave and you're like, bye, Bess. And I literally was like,
really bad about that.
Bye.
But also at that point, you were like a little more sober.
No, I definitely was not.
Are you serious?
Dude, I literally had so much alcohol and that was the first time I drank.
I'm so sorry. I sound like such a bad person.
No, it's okay. You were drunk.
But like you were okay.
Yeah, I was in the apartment. Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
So I just like I puked over the toilet. Like, okay, we'll skip that part. And then I just remember like walking back to bed and then I laid down and the room was just spinning. And I was literally like, oh my gosh, I feel so sick. I sent Snapchats to my friend and then she like saved them in the chat and I saw them the next day and I was like, oh my gosh, I do not remember that. And then I sent Tyler a voice message, like a voicemail, and he was like, yeah, I could tell you were drunk. And it was just so bad. And then the next day I was super hungover and I had to work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember the next day. I wasn't hungover, but I was like, dude, why did we do that?
I was. Well, because at first I was like, this isn't that bad. Like, I ate a bagel, and then it hit me, like, midday, and I literally was like, I want to die.
Well, and also you told me, you were like, honestly, like, this is kind of how I feel with my like migraines anyway. Yeah. And I was like, dude, seriously? That's awful.
Yeah, because it was like that at first. And then it just got worse. Like, I literally was like, okay, I, like, actually want to die right now. But at first I was like, I'm chilling. Like, this is how I normally feel.
Yeah, which I'm so sorry.
Anyways, that was like the very first time I got drunk. That was crazy.
Honestly, like, it's just so crazy because like usually that happens when you're like, you know, like a senior in high school. Yeah. Like for me, I was like senior in high school or like off at college, you know. It was just like funny, but honestly it was really fun. Like, yeah, because it was like us together and we were just like having the best time.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like this is like obviously a very, very normal experience that I'm just now experiencing because there was like so much freaking shame in the church. And like if I was still at BYU Idaho and this came out, someone could report me and I would get in so much trouble.
Literally like you'd be kicked out of school.
Right. So like yeah, anyways, that's why it's like a big deal for us, but like it's a funny story. Like it was the funniest night.
People are probably like, you're just getting drunk, what's the big deal? But like honestly, I don't think like people outside of the church understand. Like it's just such a big no-no.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is control. So it is a big no-no. And it's like it's very, very, very like even just because we grew up that way, and especially me because I was more in it recently, it's just crazy because like even now, like I will like be drinking and now like I'll be like, wait, oh my gosh, like
I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, like it's just crazy because it's like ingrained in you. Same thing of like not that I actually don't struggle with this as much, but sometimes like same thing with like having sex.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna bring that up because
I think you like a little bit more because we've talked about it and like I don't think about it as much because I have my own journey with that, which I'm talking about next week in our episode. But like it is crazy that like you can be like a full adult and because you grew up with such like
shame around like sex and virginity and stuff. Yeah,
it's like you will sometimes still feel ashamed.
Yeah, literally. I've listened to so many podcast episodes from other women who experience the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a normal thing, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's something you really have to work through. Because, yeah, even to this day, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. But then it's like, who says I shouldn't be
Yeah,
doing
who
this?
says?
You know, like,
An
I can
old
make my own
man in Salt Lake
choices.
City.
Right, I can make my own choices. Like, I
Right.
believe God still loves me.
Exactly. I've had sex and Jesus still loves me.
Jesus still loves me.
Hannah Brown, iconic.
So
from The
iconic.
Bachelor.
But literally, it's true.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. So, very interesting. That was like our first little thing we wanted to talk about. It was so
Yeah,
funny.
that was fun. My part of the dirty laundry, it's not even that dirty.
No.
But like, it was something like, so I recently got high for the first time. And I had like been telling Haley for probably like a couple months. I was like, I really want to try an edible because I will never smoke, ever, ever, ever. I will never smoke anything. I will never vape. No, unless it's medical. If that were to ever happen,
Yeah,
that's an exception. But I will never just like smoke recreationally. But I was like, I want to like know what it's like to be high.
Yeah.
So I tried an edible. Not what I expected. I'll be honest.
Really?
I just thought I would be a lot more relaxed, and like I did chill out after a little bit, but like it was honestly like it was fine, but like I've gotten high since once and it was way better.
Yeah.
But like it just was not what I expected and it was crazy. And yeah, like the first time I got high, like you and Sydney had gone out.
No, we stayed in the apartment.
You stayed in the apartment, but like you guys
I had plans to go out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like when Tyler called me.
And
And I think he like wanted me to come over and help and stuff, but I was like, dude, I literally can't. Like,
do you have anything else to add about that, or just like you got high?
Pretty much I got high.
Yeah.
But like that's still like such I never thought I would ever do that. I was like, I will only drink. And like still I'm like I would really just leave it at those two things for me personally.
Yeah.
Like I've just never been interested in like experimenting with anything really because for me that feels really unsafe.
Yeah.
And that's just like a personal boundary for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it was fun. Like I was like, like if I want to like wind down and stuff before bed or like I'm like in the mood to like do something but not like drink, yeah, why not?
Well, when you kept saying, because I had told you like you're like, do you ever like wonder like what it's like to be high? And I had told you like, well, of course I've like wondered that. Yeah. I didn't have like as much of a desire, and I've never been high before. But I remember telling you like, you're 22, like you can go to a dispensary.
Like it was the biggest deal. I was like, I just don't know, like I don't know what's gonna happen or how I'm gonna react, whatever. You were like, it's one edible and you literally have free will.
Yeah, like I was like, you can go to a dispensary, and you're like, I don't know what to get. I'm like, you can take your boyfriend because he knows. Like,
yeah, or you were like, you can just ask.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like goes back to like it is a big deal. Like, and I think like not just people that like grew up in like Mormonism can relate, but like anyone who grows up in like a very religious household or like has like an organization that is telling you what to do,
what choices to make.
When you finally like break free from that, like it is a big deal. Like the first time you're doing things, because then you realize you're like, wait a second, like all these things that I'm being told like are so bad. It's actually just them not wanting me to make my own choice.
Right. It's honestly normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I feel like I've worked through that. Like after I took the edible the first time, it takes a little bit to like sink in, you know? I was like, what did I do? I was like, I should not have done that.
Were you scared?
A little bit, because I was just like I've never done anything like this.
Yeah.
Because like drinking is drinking.
Yeah.
But like that was different to me, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I just don't know about this. And then I was like, oh, I'm feeling really good actually, you know? But
wait, so what does it feel like?
Honestly, like okay, my mouth, this is why I knew like I was starting to get high. My mouth was so caught and dry the whole time. Like I had to have water the whole time.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know. But like it's like unbearable. Unbearable. Like I was chugging water the whole time.
My goodness.
So that was like how I like first knew. But then I was like so giggly and like super like high energy and just like you know,
that's
like
interesting
so
because
good.
You were the opposite at the party.
I know. But like I was also in public and I took a lot more. But like I was like just with Ahmed.
Yeah.
Like we were just like having the best time. Honestly, it was so fun. Like we were just like laughing together, having such a good time. So like that lasted for a while. And then like stuff was like starting to like move a little bit and like, you know, spin around. And then I like that's when I started to get like really paranoid and anxious.
Mm.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, like I like can't breathe. Like I was like getting like short of breath. But then that only lasted for a little bit, and then I was so chill. And I was like, I just like am starving and like want to drink water. And then we just like chilled and watched TV. So like honestly, like it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is crazy. Just because like I never thought that either.
No, yeah, you probably didn't ever think I would.
Not to say that I never will. I just haven't, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so crazy.
I know. It's just crazy. Cause like honestly, I was like shocked when you were like, so I talked with my therapist and
you're like, so you had to consult with your therapist to see if you wanted to get drunk. You are messed up.
No, I was just thinking like, it's just crazy. It's just a crazy turn of events.
Yeah.
You know? Because it was like kind of like out of nowhere.
Okay,
I talked with my therapist, like, will you drink with me for the first time? Like, yeah, sure. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely still trying to figure out like my limits. Because when like a few weeks ago, Sydney was in town, my best friend, and that was like the first night that you got high. Me and Sydney were supposed to go to a Halloween party. It was like an early Halloween party, like costume party.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to a Halloween party with Tyler and his roommates and his friends. And I had told Tyler, I was like, okay, look, I will drive home from the party. I won't drink. But me and Sydney are going to drink while we're getting ready. But then, like, by the time we drive there, party, and then come back, like, I'll be sobered up. I'll be fine.
Right.
We started taking shots 2 hours before he came to pick us up. And somehow thought we could, sustain that. And I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't remember.
Somehow you guys just lost it.
Somehow we lost it, and like we like went up onto the rooftop, and like we were wearing cat costumes. So I was wearing like a leather skirt, a black crop top, and then we had like I had kitten ears, a little cat bow tie, and then
a cat tail.
A tail, which I wasn't wearing the tail. But we went up to the rooftop to take pics, and I was very drunk at that point, so my pictures, they're so bad.
Should we leak them?
Yeah, we might leak them.
Just for you guys.
Yeah, but like then we went back. I don't remember. Like I know we drank a lot more than we should have because there's videos, and I do not remember like having that specific flavor of Truly. You know, like in the video, and I don't remember like we were in my room. I had pulled out like I don't know why, but like I unplugged my whole docking station for work. And the next morning I was like, why did I do this? And they're like, the cords are everywhere. Like, why did I do that? I don't know. But there's a video that we had took of like me and Sydney, we had seltzers. We were in my room blasting music. My poor roommates. And the next morning I apologized. I was like, I'm so sorry if we were loud. I don't remember. And they were like, it's okay. You guys were having fun. I'm like, we were so loud.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, I don't remember, but like I was somehow puking on the floor. Sydney was in the bathroom puking. And then she made it to the bed. She literally, though, like, so she hadn't met Tyler yet.
What? I didn't know that.
No, they hadn't met. So Tyler's like, okay, I'm going to come pick you guys up. So they drop him and his roommate off. And then they go to the party. They somehow made it upstairs because it's all locked. Right. So someone let them in. And I remember Tyler called me and was like, hey, babe, like, we're on our way. Like, you got to come down and get us. And I literally was like puking on the floor. I was like, I have no idea how I'm even going to stand up, let alone walk all the way down there. Because I was so drunk.
That's bad.
No, I'm telling you, it was bad. Like, it was too bad. That's why I was saying at the beginning, like, I'm still figuring out my limits. But then somehow they made it. I opened the door. I heard a knock at the door. I opened the front door and couldn't open my eyes. I literally, like, just fell down onto the couch. And so then Tyler stayed. Apparently, he was there for, like, an hour and a half taking care of us. But he walked into the bathroom, or into the room to, like, assess the situation. He's like, where's Sydney? And I was like, I don't know where she is. I don't know. And so he walked into the room, and she was wearing, like, a tight, like, black dress of mine. But her underwear was, like, all the way out.
No.
So she was, like, laying on the bed, and she's literally just, like, her underwear all the way out. And apparently Tyler walked in and was like, okay. And, like, turned around. And then by the time he came back in, then, like, in the next time, she had, like, put the blanket over her. But he, like, literally walked in and was like, okay, this is a situation. There's, like, throw up on the ground. Like, it was so bad.
Girl, that is so bad.
It was so bad, but he was so sweet for staying and taking care of us, and that's when he called
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just like chilling on the couch, like really, really high.
Yeah, and you were like, she's fine.
Well, because I could hear you when he was like, she's crying and she's saying she's gonna die, and I was like, Tyler, she's really, really drunk. She's okay. She's fine. Honestly, like, I really didn't think you were in danger, or else I would have like called one of Ahmed's friends to like drive us there. So, you know, like,
yeah, no, I was definitely
fine.
being dramatic, but also like I was scared because I was like, I literally just was like, I told him, I was like, take me to the hospital so they can pump my stomach and I'm not drunk anymore. Like, it was bad. And since then, I have not taken any shots.
You won't. You refuse to.
And at this time that we're recording this, my 21st birthday is in 4 days. So I'm a little scared because obviously it's my 21st, you know?
You want to have fun.
But also, like, I definitely, like, know my limit. Like, I've got to pace myself because I was But it was also funny, like, the next day, me and Sydney were, like, so hungover. We're like, let's take a walk downtown without eating any food. We have, like, our Starbucks water. We're just, like, trying to chug water. And then we, like, make it all the way to 16th, like, all the way down 16th. And we're like, we are about to pass out because we have not had anything to eat. Like,
oh my gosh.
So funny. But, like,
some really good stories come
really
out of it,
good
though.
stories, like, fun memories. And that is what's been going on in our lives recently. We're partying.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. Like, we went to a couple Halloween parties together. Like, it's been fun to be able to do all that together.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun. Like, it's just, like, a different element of life that I never thought I was gonna experience. But it is, like, very liberating, like, being able to make those choices and be like, you know what? Like, if I wanna get drunk, I'm gonna get drunk. And there's no organization that's
and I don't
telling
need
me
to feel bad about it.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's, like, a big deal for us recently, especially me.
Right.
But, like, you too, like, that was a big deal.
It was a big deal, honestly. Because when you told me, like, girl, you're 22, you can make your own choices. Like, just go freaking buy some. I was like, you know what? I can, actually. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It is very crazy. Like, we've talked about this too, like, especially, like, I will never smoke either. But, like, we've talked about this, like, medically, like, if I had a condition, I don't wanna take medication for it, and if medical marijuana is gonna help me, like, obviously.
You had said, like, if they found a cure and the cure for my migraines was
like, smoking.
Yeah, smoking weed, like, yeah, I would do it, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different to me.
Yeah,
that's a
so
no-brainer.
different. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, it's been fun. It's definitely been, like, a time of, like, discovery and just, like, having fun and, like, being in your 20s. Obviously, like, we are safe. Like, you know, we're not driving. We're not being crazy.
No.
But, like, it is fun, like, to just be in our 20s. We're living our best life. Like, we're downtown.
I feel like we are living our best life.
Yeah, like,
honestly.
I'm so happy.
Besides my job. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but, like, we're just having fun.
Yeah, we are. Like, it's been really great.
Yeah.
So, there's our, quote, dirty laundry.
Yeah.
It's really not, but, you know, church shame.
Yeah.
So, thanks for letting us talk about that for 35 minutes, guys.
Yeah, everyone's probably like, okay, you just told us that you guys got drunk and high for 35 minutes. Thank you.
We haven't really, like, talked about it together that much, so.
We've not talked about it together, and we also don't talk about anything like that. We've never talked about anything like that on the podcast.
On the podcast? No.
We've never really said anything about, like, the church, and honestly, like, we did make a bold statement about the church.
Yeah,
the Mormon church.
But it's our podcast.
It's our podcast. It is our belief.
It's what we believe.
And we are not saying, like, anything like that to offend anyone. Our friends and family who are still, like, practicing the Mormon faith, like, we obviously love you guys, and we do not judge you. We hope that you don't judge us. Like, you know, the same thing in return. But yeah, like, it is our podcast, and we just decided, like, this is our platform. We want to talk about what we want to talk about.
And I think, like, all, like, the funny stuff beside, like, it is important to talk about, like, all the church shame and stuff, because it's a really common thing, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with when they realize, like, I don't want to belong in this organization anymore, and I don't have to.
Yeah, it's true. We plan on diving deeper into that a little bit more at a later date. But, you know, all things in moderation. But yeah, it is very helpful. There's a lot of people that have come out on podcasts or, like, influencers, like, on their social media and stuff, who are sharing their stories about, like, growing up Mormon.
Yeah.
And leaving the church.
There's a lot. I found out I'm sure a lot of people did, but like Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah,
like she grew up Mormon. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and she grew up like the same way we did.
Literally.
Like, she was saying, she's like, we were like in it, but like not like the most devoted. Like, I'm like, yeah. And she's like talking about like bishops and all this.
And I'm like, I know all this terminology.
Yeah, like we grew up, we know. But yeah, so our dirty laundry. I got drunk for the first time. Ken's got high for the first time, and we grew up in a cult.
So there's that. We're gonna close. We will close though.
Yeah, we will close.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back with a new episode next week. Please check out our show notes, subscribe to our email newsletter, and follow us on all of our social media.
We'll be back next week, you guys. Bye.
Bye.